Hello, I am SquidofLove. Welcome back. We are going to take a quick but good look at the Vanguard Hoplite today, one of the two new ships that will come with the next update 2.6 along with the Drake Herald. We will try to understand the idea behind this ship, how it was created, and of course what makes it unique from the other Vanguard variants, but also what kind of players will benefit the most from operating such a ship in the verse. The Hoplite will be available in the persistent universe with the upcoming patch, but it was initially designed as a dropship for Squadron 42, the single-player campaign of Star Citizen, and this decision was taken in order to speed up the creation of Squadron 42 and reach the release date as soon as possible. This is exactly why this ship, this new dropship, will be heavily featured in Squadron 42 according to what the developers have mentioned until now. If we think about it, it is a quite logical decision. It is much easier for the developers to take an existing design, an existing ship like the Vanguard Warden, and modify it a bit in order to give us a brand new dropship for the purposes of Squadron 42, but also for us to choose from the persistent universe. In the end, we are speeding up Squadron 42, and at the same time we get a brand new dropship to choose from in the persistent universe as well, so I will call it a win-win situation. Now let's go ahead and talk about the characteristics of the Hoplite and of course what kind of changes happened to the initial design in order to get this new dropship variant. Like I have mentioned already, the Vanguard Warden was used as a starting point in order to create this new dropship, and the first and obvious difference is of course the purpose of the ship. The Hoplite is a dropship and its role, its task will be to deliver marines, to carry marines around in order to board, attack, and take control of hostile vessels, hostile ships. But of course it could be used to carry personnel from point A to point B, depending your needs, depending what you are trying to achieve. This is a quite obvious difference from the other Vanguard variants that we have right now and are scheduled to arrive in the persistent universe and Star Citizen in general. Another difference that makes the Hoplite unique as a Vanguard variant is the fact that it doesn't have the pod in the middle that the other variants will have. This pod that contains beds, and it is kind of like a small crew quarters, can also act as an escape pod, and obviously the Hoplite needs as much space as possible in order to deliver as many marines as possible and fulfill its role. So this is exactly why the middle pod was removed from the initial design in order to create extra space, but this was not the only change that happened to the interior of the Warden in order to turn it into the Hoplite. The walls were stripped in order to create more space and add seats for the personnel that you will be carrying, for the marines that you will be carrying in order to take over a ship or a station in the future. The goal behind all these changes is not only to create enough room to add some seats for your marines, for the personnel you are carrying, but also to create enough space that will allow your troops, your marines, the other players that you are carrying to move around freely and prepare for the deployment without any real problem. From what we can see from the design right now of the Hoplite, it has 6 seats in the back, so that means that it can carry at least 6 marines, which can be a quite sizable force, especially if you are attacking a medium to large hostile vessel. Another significant change that happened to the Warden in order to turn it into the Hoplite has to do with the RAB. The initial RAB was quite small and it would have been very difficult for marines to get in and out of the Hoplite fast in order to participate in boarding operations. So the RAB now is bigger, and that means that up to 4 players simultaneously can enter or exit the Hoplite and participate in the boarding operation with ease without having any real problem to deploy. This is also making it easier to carry cargo or even loot inside or outside of the Hoplite, and in that way increasing its operational capabilities. As for the weaponry of the Hoplite, the developers have mentioned that we'll have the same weapon capabilities as the Vanguard Warden. So the Vanguard Warden, if we take a look at its weaponry, has 4 size 2 hardpoints in the nose, plus 1 size 5 hardpoint in the nose as well, 1-man tuner that is going to be essential for protecting the Hoplite while deploying its boarders, its marines, and it also comes with 2 Aegis squad platforms that carry up to 8 missiles. We cannot really say that the Hoplite will have the exact same weapons as the Warden, and this is because a lot of changes will happen with 2.6 regarding weapons and missiles in Star Citizen, so we will have to wait and see what kind of weapons the Hoplite will come equipped with. But it is quite interesting to know that it will have the same weapon capabilities with the Vanguard Warden. That means that the Hoplite will be quite sturdy and reliable with strong firepower that can take at least 6 Marines to its destination and protect them from hostile fire. Actually, the only drawback I can see on the Hoplite design is the ramp being the only point from where your Marines can deploy and start their attack on the hostile vessel. It will require huge effort not only from your gunner, which is going to be an essential addition to your ship in order to protect your Marines, but also from other friendly ships in order to protect your Marines while they are deploying. It will be very easy for any organized defender to focus fire on that single point and destroy your operation before it even begins. And this is why I believe it will be better to operate, it will be better to deploy the Hoplite with escorts, with other ships protecting and of course assisting in the boarding operation. It will be much easier to disable a hostile vessel and destroy most of its defenses with other ships before you go in with a Hoplite and deploy your Marines in order to take over. From all this info, it is quite clear that the Hoplite is going to be a sturdy dropship with good defenses and enough firepower to protect itself and of course the cargo and the Marines it carries. It's going to be an asset for any well-organized boarding operation. So what kind of players are going to benefit from such a ship, from operating such a vessel in the persistent universe? Obviously, any kind of organization that is planning to take the initiative and attack other organizations or other players, and of course take control of their vessels, enriching their fleet in that way. That doesn't mean only military organizations though. I can see the Hoplite being used in a number of different scenarios, such as pirating fleets. It will be easy for a pirating fleet to use the Vanguard Hoplite in order to deploy its Marines and take control of a freighter, of a small freighter or medium freighter or even large freighter, depending what kind of escort and support you will have. And since the Hoplite seems to have enough room inside not only for Marines but also cargo, it will be even possible to grab loot from your victims, store the Hoplite and go somewhere else to sell it for maximum profit. Let's not forget about bounty hunting as well, since it will be possible to arrest criminals in the persistent universe. It will also be possible, I guess, to carry some bounty hunters with your Hoplite in order to go after some pirates, arrest them and deliver them to justice. I can also see the Hoplite being used as an armed transport, especially if you are in a small organization. You could accept contracts to deliver an important person somewhere or something quite viable and protected with your life and the life of your teammates, of your organization members. I believe the Hoplite is going to be a very interesting vessel in the universe of Star Citizen. Its primary role will be to act as a dropship for military organizations or not, and of course we are going to see it in Squadron 42 a lot from what we have heard already. But the imagination of players can turn into pretty much anything. And this is why I'm excited about this vessel. This is why I want to see how it will perform and what kind of activities will be used by the players in the verse. These were all the info about the Vanguard Hoplite we have right now. It is a quite interesting vessel, I'm going to be honest. Let me know what you think about the Hoplite and its design, and if you would like to change something on it in order to make it more effective. Thank you very much for joining me. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. I am SquidofLove and I will see you around the verse. Bye bye.